All right. Thank you guys all for joining me today for another Command Live. We are going to be going through a few different things today. So we're going to be taking a look at a design that I created for you guys, and you are all welcome to send me an email at any point if you'd like this design yourself. There's a couple of things I did that were a little bit custom outside of designs, and so if you'd like this one, I'm happy to share it with you guys unbranded so that you can load it in and brand it yourself. We'll also create a landing page that will send people directly into your command that you can bring them over to, that we're going to link then into an email. We'll use the same graphic that we create in the email so that we can put it on the landing page. We can put it in the email so it all kind of shows up everywhere for branding. So we'll get through all that. If there's any questions in between, please feel free to interrupt. If you missed a step, if you're following along, anything like that, that's fine. Please feel free to unmute, interrupt. I'll also be monitoring the chat throughout the hour. If there are any questions, feel free to put them in there. I will ask for questions kind of periodically as well, so feel free to save them until then if you'd like, and I'll try and answer everything as best I can. I love when questions get asked. Makes my job a little bit harder. I like it. So we're going to get started. First thing I'm going to do is share my screen. All right. Let's see, I was working a lead. So you guys should be looking at my command home screen. And the first thing that we're going to do is just jump into the designs, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I did to create the design that I used, because I took most of it from command. And so if we start in designs, that's the paintbrush with the square around it. And if we're going to start a brand new design, we're going to come over here and hit create designs. And for this one, we're going to use a social design, because what we're really looking for is just a square template that works best for people's phones, in emails, putting it on a landing page, all of that, because it just looks nice on a phone, which is where most people will probably be interacting with this page. So we hit continue, and we'll be dropped into our template screen. There's been a recent update in the template screen, specifically with the holidays. So now they're all separated out by month, makes it really easy to find the holidays that you're looking for, and has all of them put together in that one monthly category. All right, I'm going to stop my video real quick just to make this move a little smoother. So over to the left, we're going to look for lead generation. Oh, sorry, no, like I said, we're going to look for holidays now. And we can scroll down. We're working on a trunk or treat flyer. And so we're going to jump into October and see what we have available for the square template. So I'm going to hit social square at the top. And it brings up all my October templates that are this social square. They're going to be running a trunk or treat over at the office. So I figured this trick or treat one might serve us well. And so you can click on use. And if you just want to use this simple template, this is a great one to bring in, brand to yourself. You can just use it as it is and explain the trunk or treat if you want to just kind of make it easy. Now, like I said, I also designed one that's more specific for you guys. I'd be happy to share this one out, but it looks something like this. But I will share an unbranded version where my branding won't be in there, nor will the Keller Williams Realty Downtown. It would be fine if you wanted to use something like this in your own design. Just know that for my Advantage agents, if you want to change any of these pieces, just let me know specifically, because I'll send it over to you in a PDF, which you can upload into Command, and then you can actually edit the pieces after that. But if I just send out the normal picture, you'll just have to load it in and then add your branding in through just clicking on your logos. And hopefully you've already gone into your assets and added your own logos in there so that you can drop your logos and your brokerage logo into the design. All right. I don't want to spend too much time in designs. I'm happy to go over any of this, but I just want to know, are there any questions about the design, how I did any of it? I'm happy to share those different pieces. But otherwise, I don't want to spend too much time on the actual designing of this this media piece. What questions do y'all have?
Lindy and I just jumped on a little bit late. How did you get to the Halloween design? Did you have to search that?
Let me just jump in there again. So if you go into designs and you hit create designs, you'll be dropped into the template page, which should be where, oh, here, let me jump over there. And then now they just updated the list, Ashley. So now there's a holidays section in the whole list, and it's separated by month. So you just go holidays, and then whatever month you're looking for that holiday, jump in there, and then it will show you all of the different templates.
Easy peasy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Great question. Anyone else? All righty. So just like I said before, if you do want that design that crosses out the trick and writes out trunk, just email me, steven.delisio@kw.com. Send me a little email that just says, hey, can you send me over the trunk or treat image? And I'll be happy to do that. All right. So now let's jump into the second piece that I wanted to talk about here, which is actually building this landing page. And there are a couple of kind of just key pieces that you want to pay attention to make your future follow-up a little easier. And so if we want to create a landing page, we're going to come down to the consumer section. So we click on the last one down there, consumer. And we're dropped onto the agent site pages list. But what we want to go to is over here to create a new page. And we're just going to create a quick landing page to send people over to register for our trunk or treat event. So we hit create page. Now we have two choices here, to put it on our agent site or to put on a landing page. When we're creating funnels like this, we want to choose a landing page so that we can differentiate it between different events. If we put it on our agent site, it only comes in from our agent site as the source. If we use a landing page, we'll get to know what landing page it actually came from. So when you make one for your open house and you make one for your trunk or treat event, you'll get to see in the first note that it'll say source, and it'll tell you the landing page that you used. So we choose landing page and hit create. And with that in mind, we want to make sure we title this appropriately. The first thing you want to do when you get in here in the top left corner is retitle this, and we're going to call it trunk or treat lead form. Easy as that. When I click out of that box, it will save, and now we just need to build the page. And so the first thing, it's a little easier to build these pages from the bottom up, and so we're going to do that. And the last thing that I want to put in there is my legal footer. So I put that in, and the reason you don't have to do it this way, it just makes it a little easier because it's really hard to get things at the bottom, and it's easy to see the green bar show up at the top. So building from the bottom up makes it a little easier. So we'll put in our footer, then we'll move in our lead form. You can see that that green line informs me where it's going to be dropped. And so I let go when it's above the bar. And so now I have my footer below. You can see it automatically puts in some of my social media links for me. And more importantly, it keeps me compliant with all of the information that we need down here for the Keller Williams information. We also want to add in a few other pieces. So we're going to bring in the branded header up here at the top as well. And that just brings in my branding, my emblem, my information up here at the top. And I'll also be able to title the page as well. And the last thing that I want to do is we're just going to bring in the same photo that we already created. I'm going to drag that in. I get my select photo option, and I have mine actually down here. You can search through your device, or if you see like mine, I have the downloads down at the bottom. I just downloaded it, and I can just bring it in right into the file here and select it. All right.
Steven, I didn't see where you got that
or where you pulled that from.
Oh, here, let me do it the old-fashioned way. So I pull in the image. Where I did before is I just grabbed the download here and just pulled it right in. You can also
Where
just,
does it say, or where do you add the image from? Or
so
I mean, where's the like on the widget on the side, like before you got to that screen?
gotcha. So if you're looking at this screen now, you probably see the widgets with all the different boxes. You have to close that menu, and then the
Ah,
box is where you
okay.
have an image.
All good. Thank you, sir.
Yes, great questions. Thank you for getting that clarification. All right, we're going to try something real quick. All right. Okay. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. Let's try one more time. So here, let me see what's going on. Drag in the image, and we'll just select that one. So right now the photo is left aligned, and that works for most placements. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to just right or center this like we all kind of want to see in our minds. And there is ways to center it. I'm trying to think if we want to spend the time right now to do so. Let's see. It's a pretty easy solution. I'll decide if we might go through it later of how to center this if we have time, but I want to make sure to get to all the content today. So for right now, we'll leave it left aligned. And I'll be honest, for most people that see this, like I said, on your phone, they won't be able to tell if it's centered or not. Even on tablets, the size of the image makes it a little bit easier. But I am going to just move it over a little bit from the left. Here, let me slow that down a little bit. So we're on this page. I clicked on my image. And then up at the top, I have a few different options. And if I click on the paintbrush, I have some different stylistic options. It's best to not mess around too much in here. That's just a warning. But there are some easy ones to make, like the dimensions here. I want to just put a little bit of a padding on the left side so it moves it over so it's not just right against the left. So I'm just going to increase that left pad about, 25, maybe 30 pixels. Maybe we'll do 40. Maybe 50. Just so it brings it off that left edge and gives it a little bit of space for right now. And that is all I'm going to do for these. I might make this a little smaller just so it's not so far down to the lead form. All right, and let's increase this as well. All right. So now there's one more step to do, and we have to configure these different widgets. So there's a few pieces of information that we can fill out about each of these things besides our photo to make sure it fits what we want. And to do that, we hit this Configure Widgets button at the bottom of the screen. We see that the widgets are really good to go right out of the box. That's why they have these green check marks here. Some of the other widgets, they won't come out just like that they're ready to go. But we still have some editing we can do if we'd like. And the first one we want to do with the branded header is enter a title. And so this one we're going to put Trunk or Treat 2021 registration. Oh, I only have 30 characters there, so I'm just going to put Trunk or Treat 2021. If I would like to change any of the information here or the logo, I can do that, but I'm going to just keep it the same. And we want to make sure to hit Save and Apply now. Now that I've hit Save and Apply, I see my update over on the preview on the left side. And then now I want to hit this small green arrow at the top where it says 1 of 3. I'm going to hit the small green arrow pointing to the right to move to the next widget. And here, instead of interested, let's talk, I want to change that to register for trunk or treat. And again, I want to make sure I hit save and apply before I move on to the next widget. So save and apply. I check to make sure that it has actually gone on, register for trunk or treat. And now we move on to our last widget, which is just our footer. We can edit any of the links that we'd like to put in. We like to, the ones that populate with KWRI, you can see don't actually go in there, but you can put your own links in. You can set your DBA logo if you need to do that, but it should pull in from your marketing profile. And then the Market Center information is also editable as well. We hit save and apply just to make sure that it's all good and gravy. And then now, instead of hitting the arrow to the right, we hit the arrow pointing to the left. This gets us back to our main widget menu where we can now hit done. At this point, we're ready to publish our page. So we come up to the top, we can hit save landing page and it will not be live. No one will be able to go to this website, including us. So we're going to publish it so that we can look at it, but no one will go there because no one has the link to it. And I'm okay with just you guys taking a look. And so now we get dropped back on to the same consumer page we started at. And if we want to see our page, we have to go up to landing pages. So we click on landing pages and we'll see the first one listed is trunk or treat form. We can turn it off if we do want to inactivate the page. No one can go to it now. If we try and go to it, it will not work. But let's activate it and take a look at it. And we might even be able to pull it up on a phone just to take a look. So there's our web page. I would suggest that you guys do a little test just like this. So we're going to put in Freddie. I don't know how to spell that name.
And did you say inactivate it or leave it active? Sorry.
You want to leave it active.
Okay.
And all right, I'm not a robot. And we can send it off. And so I always suggest testing your pages just to make sure that they work as expected. If it's doing what you see right now, where it's kind of just sitting here and it doesn't look like anything, don't keep hitting send. It will continue to send it. It's just going slow because we're on Zoom together right now. But we should see this come through on the command side of things. That's not the one that we want. And so we're going to just refresh this page to see if we get that notification in there for our test. Not yet. But that will come in. And now, while we're waiting for that, let's change the URL. Instead of being all these C592, DVFFFF, all that, let's get rid of that by hitting change URL. And we can delete out all to there. We can't change our name or the number after it. The number after it is a unique number just for you. It's the same on all of your pages, but we can't get anywhere past that. So we're going to just put in here trunk or treat 21. All right. I'm also going to copy this right now. Copy link address.
Stephen, how did you go and edit the web address?
So all the way to the right, we see the ellipses to the right of the page we want to edit. And we click on the ellipses and then scroll down to change URL.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. My trunk or treat is my verification expired. Dang it, Zoom. Saves. All right, we'll let it do its thing. Zoom is not liking it. Apologize for my slow computer, y'all. But we'll keep going. What questions do we have about creating the landing page? None at all.
How do we, and I might be skipping ahead, how do we share it?
So the easiest way to share it, Ashley, is just share that link right here. Copy it, and then you can put it on Facebook, you can text message it, you can really do whatever you like, just like you would with any other link. We're gonna put it into a button and stuff so that I'll show you guys how to put it into a quick little email to send to your database in a real quick smart plan that we're gonna do after this. So you're getting a little ahead of me, but not too much. What other questions do we have?
Would you be able to put a video on the landing page?
Yes. So let's see, we can come in here. Let's click edit on our page. So we can come back in here. And one of the widgets in here is video. So if you wanted to switch this, instead of being our image, we can pull in the video widget. And then now when we configure, we'll see that the video widget isn't green because we have to do some editing here. You can put in a headline, video. You can put in a small description. And let me show you how those show up. Oops. And I'm not sure who asked that question, but when you are uploading in here, these are meant to make sure that if you're using a URL, that it ends in a .mp4. It is not meant to use like a YouTube link right here. We don't want to do that there. We want to either upload a video or we want to use a URL from like using it, putting it into like your Google Drive. You can get a URL to the video that'll actually be .mov or .mp4, which those are the URL links that you want to share in here, not like a link to a YouTube page.
Awesome, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If you do want to link to like a YouTube page, please link with me on one of my 30-minute meetings, and I'll show you there is a way to move around that and create it so that it all works on the surface like you would expect it to. We just have to kind of change things up a bit before we do that. Let me see if it'll let me just put in a link real quick so we can move through this. It won't. We have to put in a link that it likes. And I don't have a link like that right now. So we're just going to get rid of that, jump back in here, close out our widgets. Great question. I love it. What other ideas or anything else that you guys have? Questions of can you, what if, how do I, anything like that? Oh, different URL now. All right, let's hit publish page. Oh, before we go, I do just.
Stephen?
Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's Lindy. So we don't have the picture that you're using, and I know you said that you would email it to us. Should we just type in our email address in this chat so you can send it to us?
If you would just email me at my email, just ask for it. I won't be able to get it out to you till the end of the class. But
Oh, okay.
just send me an email saying, hey, can you send me the image that you created? And I'll send you one without the branding on it.
Okay.
All right. So just one little note about text. If you do want to put some text in here, do not try and type out all your text into this and try and edit it. Don't do it. You're going to just give yourself a headache when it messes up. Edit it somewhere else, like in a notepad. And then grab the information here, copy it on your computer, and then I would even do all the formatting, fonts, sizes, all that, format all of it, and then come in here and paste it when you're ready. It makes it much, much easier. In here, our typography does work really well. So I'm back in that paintbrush section at the top where I can text a line. This works great for text. If you do paste a photo in here by like copying it off a website or something like that, and then paste it into a text box, that's the trick to get it to center, and then centering it in here, and it will center the photo. And so we did have a little bit of time. I'm not going to actually go through it with the photo because I don't have that photo really anywhere I can copy it. So let me just try real quick. Let's just see. All right. Some of these. Let's see here. Content blocks, text. Here we go. Let's put a photo in here. And then we do the same thing and center it. Publish page. All right, let's see if that actually centered our image real quick so you guys can see that. Go down. Oh, that page won't work anymore. All right, let's take a look. Hey, it's all centered up nice. There's the text. Let's see if we can get the lead form to fire off. Motorcycles, motorcycles, motorcycles. All right. We'll see if that wants to work on its own. And there's one more piece that I'd like to show y'all. And now I want to kind of bring this all together and put it into an email, well, into a smart plan that will send an email out to your database. All right. So, like I said, this is actually built out of a smart plan. So we're going to just start in the smart plans option. We have my trunk or treat open. Good. All right. Okay, so we're going to hit create in our smart plans menu. And we're going to call this trunk or treat 21 email smart plan. And hit apply. And we're going to make a really easy smart plan. It's one step. It sends an email. That's it. Super simple. Once it sends the email, smart plan's done. It removes itself. So this is a really simple, easy one to go with. You can make it cooler. You know, you can add a text message a week later as a follow-up or another email, or you could add just a reminder to call the people that you send this email to. It's up to you. But what we're going to do is create a really simple one just to send this email out. And so we're going to come in here. We do have to put the subject line in. Trunk or treat at KWDT. Give yourself some kind of subject line. And the trick here is to not have it be a simple email. We want to switch this option over to designs so we can use a template.
Send email.
So I select designs, and you see right below there, my option changes to select design instead of the text box that I can just put in a normal email. This is just text email. You can make your text bold and bigger and underline in, you know, different colors, but it doesn't do much for pictures and things like that. So when we select designs, we'll be able to hit select design. And now we have all the different templates that Keller Williams has available for us. And we're going to just start with Modern Newsletter A. This is a really simple one. I like the modern designs myself. And we're just going to utilize this kind of template to just invite them to our trunk or treat. So first things first, we got to change the name. So we're going to put this as trunk or treats
I'm sorry to interrupt. When you got into the create a smart plan,
Mhm.
and then there's the options of create a task, send an email. Which one of those did you hit to get that
Send email.
subject line?
You want to hit send email, Ashley.
Send email. Mine says 1 day, 4 steps, 4 touches. Is that because I haven't edited it yet?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to make my screen look like yours. Okay, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right, so let's bring in our media and the different things that we've already created. So one trick in here is we can look at our preview with the eyeball at the top. So if you just kind of look at it, what it seems like out of the box, this is what it'll look like if I just sent it now. Pretty simple. I utilize these because I like the whole bottom section. I don't have to do anything to. All we're going to edit is this piece right here that's on the screen. We can check the tablet view. We can check the mobile view. All right. So first things first, we can leave our market center emblem in there, but we want to edit this headline copy. So we click on the text, and now we're going to click on the pencil. And in here, we just want to, we're going to make this say, happy Halloween. And we want to make sure to hit done before we click over onto the left preview panel. We click over here too early, won't save our changes. So make sure to hit done. Oh, move my font. Let me just grab that, change that back up to a 72. Oops. 72. Oh, come on, command, stop playing with me. All right. So let's see. Oh boy, command. Don't you love it? Command loves to. I thought you guys were going to make my job hard with asking questions. Not the case today. All right, all else fails. I know what I can do. Select that. Let's see if we can just get it to go. All right, I'm not going to spend any more time on here. We're just, most of the time when I write these emails, I just grab some text from somewhere else like this. And you probably want to write some more stuff, but just for the sake of example, I'm just going to pull in this text right here. Same thing, just copy it and bring it into my email by clicking on the edit button, deleting out this information, pasting that in, clicking done. All right, last step is just to add in our link. So I'm going to come in here and recopy my link to the landing page that we created. Copy. And then I'm going to come over here and click on the button. Of course, there's a pencil there for me to edit. Oops, I'm going to delete out this little one real quick. Hit edit. Instead of link copy, we're going to put register for trunk or treat. Oops, we're hitting our 25 character limit. Register. We're going to select link to, and you can just come in here and just choose landing page, and you'll see the different landing pages listed. They're not in alphabetical order, so sometimes they can be kind of a pain to search through. Let's see if we can just search up trunk or treat lead form. There it is. And so we can select that. Don't even have to paste the link in. We're going to make our button width 190, height 43, great. Position, background color black. I'm going to round these squares out and just put one radius. And then I need to just scroll up all the way back to the top and hit done. And my link is now changed. Let's see. You'll probably put in something in here about register below. We do want to change this, contact me for details or to schedule a tour. So I'm just going to come in here and take out the or schedule a tour and hit done. Let's see, let's pull that out again. All right. Oh, I forgot our image. So we want to put in our image that unfortunately, our template does not have an image in there for us. So we have to add one in. This text is driving me crazy if you guys haven't noticed. Make me so mad. Of course. All right. I can't spend any more time. Let's put the image in. So we grab our image just like we did before on the landing page. We just click on the image and hold, drag it over, and we get back our green bars. And that tells us where that image will drop. We want to put it above the title. We can put it above if our green bar shows up at the top of that one. We can put it above between the title and the text. And that's where I like to put mine, right in there. Gives us all the options to then add a photo. And we want to come in up at the top and click on add images. And that gives us the option to browse our computer or our device for the design that we want. Let's see. We'll do this one with the little car on it for right now. And then we just click on the image, make sure to click on that so that you can then go to save. It'll drop the image in. It's pretty big, so we're going to size this down a bit. Click on the pencil. We can see the image. We can replace it if we want to switch it to a different one. We can click edit to crop it if we'd like to put any crop in there or to resize it down a little bit. And we can also do the same thing where we can link the picture out to the landing page as well. And so even if they tap the picture, they can click and it will send them over to the landing page. But this, I like to use 500 on my square templates on these, square images, pardon me. 500 by 500 seems to work really well for phones and just the templates in general of just how it kind of spaces out things. 500 usually looks really nice. All right, let's hit preview and see what it looks like. My Happy Halloween is a little bit jumbly. Let's see if we can fix any of that in here. Don't think we can. All right, we'll have to live with that for right now. Okay, so you take a look in here. Let's also, just so you know, you can also utilize a test email on this screen. And so up at the top, we have the options button where we can hit preview and it'll bring in that same preview that we've been looking at. All right, happy with that. We can also send a test email. So if you want to see what it looks like in your actual inbox, you can send it right over to your inbox or send it over to your best friend and see what they think. Whatever you need to do a little testing. And now let's pull that up. All right. Nice and centered. Excellent. I like it. I like it. I like it. All All right. Any questions about the email template that we're creating? Can it always?
I lost you halfway through, so I will schedule a 30-minute with you.
And Ashley, this is being recorded, so I'll
Oh, sweet.
YouTube so that if you want to go back and watch this one specifically, you can follow along. 'Cause I
Where
know
is it going to be housed, this recording?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Keller Williams Downtown YouTube.
Keller.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Easy questions. What else? Okay. So now we want to just be able to now set up this email and send it out to people. So there's easy ways to do that in Command. We're going to hit save and exit, get us back to our smart plan screen. Now, this is where you might want to add in more stuff, but like I said, we're making an easy one and done smart plan. Blast out the email for this, and that's all we're going to do. You might get fancy, send a text message at the same time, or you could do a little delay and then send that text message a few days later with the same links, just kind of reminding folks. You might do that. But here, we're just going to make it real simple and hit save. There are a few different places where you can add people to smart plans. My favorite place to do it is in the contact screen. You can see on here, we can add people to a contact on this page, but we're limited to seeing 20 and selecting 20 at a time, even searching tags, and that can be slow. But if you just want to send it off to like your grandma, just so that she can see it, or you just want to send it over there, I like this option here because then I can just search for somebody in here, and then I can just select them and add them to the plan real quick. Works really well for small groups of people or small tags that only maybe have a few people in there. Oh, my under 30 tag doesn't have anybody. Let's see. Or if I have a list like this one where there's not 20 people on it and I want to just add them all, really simple to just quickly add them in from this screen. But usually our databases, that's not the case. So my favorite way is to come right into contacts. And you might have a smart view. Let's do our smart view of Keller Williams Advantage agents. And maybe I want to send it to all of them. I'm showing one of 50. And now there's a little mystery menu that comes up right to the right of where I have highlighted, where it says selected 0. And right to the right of that, as soon as I select one person or all of them, it will now appear a new menu that gives us the option we want. So we select all those folks and we hit select bulk action and scroll down in the menu to add the smart plan. We find our smart plan and hit select. And now we're given 3 options. We can send this now. If I were to hit confirm and then confirm one more time, it would send this email out right now to everybody that I just selected, the 50 people. What I would suggest doing is selecting the date on the second option, where you can then come in and say, I actually want to send it on whatever day of the week or when you want to send it, and go through and send it on this first day. Because I do want to give you guys a caveat about this. Inside of all the documents from Keller Williams, it says that you can only add 50 people at a time to your smart plan. Now they can have more than 50 on them, but they say you can only add 50 at a time. Now, personally, when I send out my emails to KWAR, I go to show 500 and I see one of 100 or 219, and I just select them all and I add them all to the smart plan, and they all end up getting my email. So I will tell you that command officially says 50 people at a time. Just go through, show 50, click the arrow at the top on each batch and just add them all to the same day, and it'll send them all at 10 a.m. on that day. Now, if you're a little bit more, progressive like myself, you might come in here, because I've also heard tests up to 500 work fine. And so take that with what you will, but the official is 50 at a time. I can promise you that will work. And it only takes really, does not take a very long time to just come in here, select 50, and just add them to the smart plan, hit over to 51 through 100, follow the same process, add them in, add the smart plan, select the plan, select your date, confirm. Second confirmation will actually put them on the plan. So I'm not going to do that there. Same thing until you get them all on the plan. All right. A fancy approach through smart plans, sending out the email. What kind of questions do you guys have about adding people to smart plans, or any of the contact stuff that I just showed you there? All right, easy enough. So there is one more way that you can send a bulk email. I'm just going to run through real quick. Since we already have the email design, you can also send a bulk email as one big email. So to do that, we come into campaigns, click on create campaign, and then we go over to email. We have to title this one Trunk or Treats 2021. We're doing event awareness. The goal selection will not change anything. It's just there to record your goal of that. We're going to keep it in command email and hit create campaign. You'll see that we get a pretty similar kind of email setup, but we do have to have a list of people to send this one to. We can't just select people. So you can see I have lists already created, but what you would do is you would hit create list. And if you have a big database, this can kind of be a pain. Because if you scroll down to the bottom here, you see a load more option. And if you have 800 contacts like I do, and if I wanted to select all 800, I'd have to come through and sit here and scroll, and hit load more until I get all of them down there. They load 100 at a time, so you can imagine how long it'll take. And then you come up all the way to the top, hit select all, and then you can make sure that you name it. You can also just pull tags and add people via the tag, but just make sure it always loads 100 in there, and then you have to hit load more 100 at a time to get everybody if you want to actually select all these people. You can see it does select everyone as I do that. I have 300 selected now, but of course, still a bunch of load mores if I wanted to actually get everybody. But then you just create the list, and it's as simple as just then selecting that list from this menu after you've created it. All right, and here we write our same subject just like we had to before. Trunk or Treats 2021. And then now, just like in the smart plan, we have our select design option. So we select design. Up here, we have my KW or my templates and KWRI templates. I could start right at the beginning from here with newsletter A if I wanted to, but why do that when we have this trunk or treat email we've already created? We click on that. We can make any edits if we need to. I'm just going to hit save and exit. And then now you see that we have our email all set up, ready to go. I'm just going to bring this one out and send it to test. Of course, we can save the draft. I like this option too because we can schedule it out. So just the same way we did before, but the bonus here is we get a time of day option with this campaign email. Instead of only having a day option like in the smart plan, we can set a time of day as well in here. And so use that as you might. That's one of the advantages, really one of the only advantages to doing it through here. Otherwise, they're pretty even for now. There's going to be some cool reporting coming out on both levels, and we'll kind of see where that goes, but it's not out yet. But then I just hit schedule, and that's it. We're done. All right, let me see if there's anything else on this screen as well. Just so you guys know, we have a little actions menu at the top, where then we get those same two options as we had before, preview email or send the test email. You can preview it in here. Same thing, tablet, phones at the top. Ooh, happy Halloween. Need to use a smaller font. All right, and this one just is easy. You can just hit send here. If you don't want to schedule it out, if you're ready to send it now, you just hit send. But this is a one and done kind of option. There is no option to send follow-ups and things like that like there was in the Smart Plan. This is just a blast email that sends out to everybody in the database or whoever you send it on the list. So I'm going to save this, save and exit. All right. And you can see you do get a little reporting from this, which is one of the other advantages in here. So I can see sent, opens, clicks, and bounces. I do not get to see any detail. All I get is just the information. I can see unsubscribes as well. Opens, clicks, email sent. And so a couple of advantages from doing it from this angle. In the future, it will be a lot better where we'll be able to actually see who clicked, who unsubscribed, who opened it, all of that. We'll be able to see that information. And so that is scheduled to be out before the end of the year. I'm real excited about that piece. We'll see how Smart Plans integrate into that of their reporting. Not sure if it will or will not yet, but I know for sure our email campaigns will have that reporting by the end of the year. Whew. All right, so we talked about our first design. We did a little designing. We built out a landing page, and we saw how to put it into an email in two different ways to send to our database. Over the whole class, do we have any questions or ahas that you might have had throughout the class? Anything that we can get past before we wrap up in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
That was great. I didn't know any of that, so thank you.
You're welcome, Kendra. All right.
Stephen, where would we go to add the assets?
Great question. So we go right into our designs, and it's a little bit of a weird way to go. We can either hit create design and choose print or social, or you can just also click on import design. Either one, it's going to take you to the screen we want, but not the asset screen, but it'll get us where we need to go. So we're just trying to get to the WeBrand menu here. Once this loads up, we'll have 3 tabs at the top for our options. This one puts us into My Designs. You click on one of the social or print ones, you'll get into templates. But where you want to go is this Assets menu. And there you see colors, fonts, images that you'll use regularly, text. Just to mention on text, if you're doing a lot of editing in the templates, having like your phone number, your email address, your website, even having ones that are like those 3 things put in together are a really good idea, because there's a lot of times you have to do that, and you can use a replace text button in there with all of these that are saved in your assets, so that when you see in like the magazine template your contact info, all you have to do is just bing, hit the replace text, puts it all in, formats it for you. It's beautiful. Logos,
Perfect.
elements. Don't worry about videos or files. Those are not functional yet. There is a video and a file in there, but they don't do anything. So don't have to worry about those 2.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome. Great questions. What else do you have for me? Any ahas? Any new information that surprised you? You're like, wow, I did not know Command could do that.
Yeah, just creating the lead form itself.
Love it. So handy. Open houses, grocery store runs, whatever you need it for. All right, then, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me for this class. You know, I'm here every Monday at 2 p.m. for you guys going over these level 1 classes. Also, get time on my schedule. 30 minutes once a week or once every other week can do a big bonus for your business and getting your technology leverage so that you can build the business that you want and live that life. So I look forward to seeing you all in my email, scheduling time with me. Thank you all again for hanging with me and learning, asking questions. I will see you all very soon.
Thanks, Stephen.
You're welcome.